Hello, a big welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about how one can still come to the UK as a butcher in 2025. And as you know, on this platform, we do talk about opportunities. We do talk about life in the diaspora. We do talk about anything to do with life abroad. And you know me, when I see an opportunity, I bring it here. I talk about it. I share with my people. And I'll share all the links as well to one of the companies that are recruiting for butchers at the minute to come to the UK with visa sponsorship. So let's get right into it. I know most of you will be like, how can I come? How will I come after all the changes of July 22 and come closer? So yes, we know all the changes to immigration, all the changes to how people can come relocate to the UK for work, the skilled worker visa. However, if you're coming as a butcher, you are covered in one of the SOC codes that are still bringing people to UK. So the SOC code is 5431 and it covers butchery assistants, slaughterers, master deboners, you name it, people that actually are meat experts. So if you have those skills and you've got the paperwork to show for it, then this video is for you. This opportunity is for you. People are still coming to the UK and it's not so bad. We're still here. We're still working. We're living our best lives out here. Of course, there's all this noise about immigration and everything, changes and everything. It's happening everywhere. You go to whatever country it's happening. So that should not stop you from relocating. If you fit into this criteria, if you want to relocate as a butcher, there are companies actually that are recruiting. And when I came across one of those opportunities, I was like, I need to share this with my people. That's why I made this video. However, you also have to bear in mind certain things. You avoid fake jobs and being scammed. Part and parcel of the requirements after the 22 July policy change was the fact that salary threshold is very key if you're wanting to relocate. If any company is going to sponsor you, they have to honor the salary threshold. However, there's a shortage occupation list. There's another list that is exempt from all of that. So that should not deter you from applying. You could be saying, but this job does not guarantee me a 37,000 or a 43,000 per year salary. How then will I relocate to the UK? You just need to apply because they could be fitting into the short-term shortage occupation list, which is exempt from all these things. But jobs are still going, is still on the shortage occupational list, code 5431 for butchers. If you've got the skills, if you've got the experience, then this is an opportunity for you. There are benefits to you coming as a butcherman or as a butchery assistant, and these do include the fact that you'll be able to bring your family, you'll be able to bring dependents. People are so big on families, and as a family person, as a mom, I do vouch for that. It's a good thing for you to be able to relocate with your family. So it's one of the things that if you're relocating on this pathway, you will be able to relocate with your family. Also, you'd know it will be either a 3-year visa, a 5-year visa that allows you to plan, that allows you to settle in the country. Of course, things like it's a multi-entry visa. You can go back home, come into the country as many times as you can. There are other benefits to this, and it sets you on the indefinite leave to remain route, which is a contentious one at the moment because we know they are wanting to change it from 5 years to 10 years after consultation. It hasn't been official. As I'm recording now, they are going into consultation. But however, the current government has already announced the fact that it's coming into place. So bear in mind, if you're relocating on this pathway, then know that it's something that is on the pipeline as well. Other people would say, well, if I had known, I would have then looked at other countries. So bear in mind that. Also, people would want to know what sort of requirements do I need. If you're coming to work in the UK, part and parcel of the requirements is the English proficiency test. You need your IELTS test. Some organizations, for example, Danbia is quite big on experience, is quite big on age limit. So check the organization and check if you meet the criteria. But there's nothing wrong with you trying. There's nothing wrong in you then starting your application, starting to come up with your CV, because relocation is a beautiful thing, but it does favor those that take action. Those that are prepared are the ones who will get these opportunities. And one of the things that I want to reiterate in this video is the fact that this is not a new opportunity. I know people that came as far back as 2022. People were coming on this pathway. It wasn't as big as the way people were coming on the care worker visa, but it has been there for a while now. So it's worth trying. I know people firsthand who came on that pathway. It's a beautiful opportunity. You get opportunities to work in with state-of-the-art equipment. It gives you the experience that you wouldn't have got if you just remained where you are, if you remained just back home. So it's another opportunity that is worth taking. You would also need a passport, that's a given. You would need your DBS, they need your police clearance in all the countries that you've stayed for the past 12 months or more, and also from your home country. Also, part and parcel of the requirements is the fact that you then need to apply a visa. And for you to be able to apply for this visa, you'd need a job offer. You would need a certificate of sponsorship. This is a big one, and be careful out there. People are scamming people. People have had their lives messed up where they are being given a fraudulent certificate of sponsorship, because this is just a number that you're given that you can use to apply for your visa. And people have been flagged. People have been banned entirely from going anywhere, a 10-year ban, simply because somebody gave you a fraudulent certificate of sponsorship number. So be careful when it comes to this. Do your due diligence when it comes to employers really sponsoring for you to go abroad. You just need to be diligent. You just need to have your eyes open. You just need to be very careful, because people out there are scamming people. But these are real opportunities, and the butcher opportunity, so-called 5431, is still bringing people with their dependents to the UK, is still offering people the opportunity to be on the indefinite leave to remain pathway. And I know you, my people. So here is a quick breakdown of how to go about it, securing a job as a butcher in the country. So what you need is to gain experience, gain the skills. It could be through you qualifying, it could be through you gaining work experience, but those things do come into play. And I do remember one time I spoke to an organization that was bringing people in the country. Part and parcel of their requirements were that you send them a video doing the actual job. So make sure you work on your experience, work on your qualifications. After that, the English proficiency test is a must, so work on that as well. And they're really pushing for the English test as a bar or as a standard to use when they are granting visas or granting citizenship or granting indefinite leave to remain in the country. So you better work on your English skills and write the English proficiency test. These things will actually help you. Then after that, apply for jobs on so many job search engines like this one, and these are some of the organizations that you can actually apply to for a skilled worker job with sponsorship in the country. Also, part and parcel of the things, what you have to do is you need to be issued a certificate of sponsorship before applying for your visa, and this is from your employer. One of the things that you need to do is to check if that employer or if that organization who is advertising for a job as a butcher are actually on the sponsor list, and this is found on the gov.uk website. I'll put the link that you can use to search for companies that do offer, that have got the sponsor licenses, because only companies like that can offer you a certificate of sponsorship. And please do verify again on the gov.uk website. You can actually verify if or not your certificate of sponsorship is genuine. You really need to do that. So after getting your certificate of sponsorship, then you go on to apply for your visa. You have to meet all the requirements that I mentioned earlier in the video. And after applying, you wait for a decision to be made whether or not you've been granted to come to the country and work. Then you can then go ahead and come to the country and work. But also, part and parcel of the things that you need to do is be aware of the do's and don'ts of your visa in particular. Not all visas are a one fit all. Each and every visa that you are issued has got conditions that need to be honored, especially if you want then to stay longer in the country. You need to stay compliant whilst you're in the country. So this is all that you need for you to be able to relocate as a butcher or butchery assistant to the UK. In mind that butchers fall under the SOC code or shortage occupation list code 5431, and only employers with a sponsor license can bring anybody to a country on a skilled worker visa to become a butcher. And part and parcel of the companies that you can try, or starting points, will be Sofina Butchery, Halau, Talik, Halau, Danbia. Those organizations do have sponsor licenses and a while have been bringing people to the country on a skilled worker visa. And also, as I conclude, part and parcel of the tips that I want to give you is always check an employer. When you see a job on a job search engine, always check them out on the gov.uk website. Double check, please, because scammers are out there to scam people. So always cross check and be wary of people that will say, I'm an agent, I'm recruiting. People have lost money. People have lost a whole livelihood because of these unscrupulous scammers. So be very careful as you are seeking for a better life abroad. That's all I had for you in this video. And do remember, opportunities are still there, and the UK is still one of the top destinations if you want to come and work. I'll tell you, if you get an opportunity to come to the UK, grab it with both hands, because I know things are tough at the minute. I know a lot of changes are going on, but it isn't too bad after all, because I mean, each and every country is still going through the same phase. So do not discount the UK totally as a migration destination. That's all I had for you in this video. I'll see you in my next video, and let's keep positive, let's keep subscribing, let's keep liking and sharing for opportunities. Bye for now.